I see a trash can steaming. It's pretty funny though. This morning, we're at Welches Spring Mill, which is a pretty cool spring. I don't know if the mill will be open yet. We're here kind of early. And there you can see the mill now. Let's head over here. See here, all this water is just from the spring. Now one of the springs, I know they say it's all watercress under the water. Beautiful rock formations here. I think we're gonna be in luck that the mill might be opening. Saw a ranger go up there. A little cave here. Who knows what critters might hang out there, huh? Yesterday when we were at Blue Spring, I had it in my head that this one was one of the ones that came out from under the rocks. But again, this one must just come up out of the depths of the spring here. Gonna walk around here, just take a look at this water. From this side you can see nice and blue and dark. And then we'll go to the mill. Then we enter the mill here. Old milling machine. I think I read something about the fact that the guy who built the mill decided he would mill wheat, but the local crop was corn. All right, so I got the inside skinny on this. Is apparently the guy that made this, his idea was to be kind of a central mill for the Midwest. So these three machines here on the end were all wheat mills. Once the railroad didn't come through here and make it a viable operation, then he put in this corn mill. Best laid plans. One-room schools in Shannon County. What a cool little machinery here. So what is this box? Looks like it comes down from the top. Must go down and drop stuff into the bags when it's milled or whatever. Interesting. And over here, this is a sheller, but didn't get a lot of use because most farmers do it themselves. Let's go upstairs. Wow, bunches of stuff up here. Silk screen bolter. Apparently they would have silk covering the inner tumbler, and then they'd feed the flour in and it would sift it through and get out all the larger particles. That's pretty cool. That's a picture of the mill there in the lower right, and then a little settlement that came up around here. Love these old photos. Interesting tools in there. The wrench, leveling plate, miller's stick, and wooden scribe. Various livery tools, I guess. And kitchen utensils from the time. All right, there's one more machine, I think. Well, two more maybe. Scouring, polishing, and separating. I have no idea how they made this stuff work. It's all a mystery to me. It's pretty cool. You can see down in the bottom there, the little holes, and it looks like the canvas is torn, but probably various size, whatever, corn. Swing sifter. I don't know if you can read that. Glare is a bear. I suppose maybe. Was this the family? Looks like lots of kids. Gotta have a workforce. Reflection of the mill. When we were at Blue Spring, it said it was the 8th largest, although one sign said it was the 6th largest. I think one said it was 81 million, and one said it was 87 million, okay? So I asked the ranger in here about Welches Springs, and he said it's about 81 million and the 3rd largest, or the 4th largest, but Blue Spring is bigger, so it's a little confusing. I kind of challenged him on one thing and didn't want to challenge him on the other. We actually have one more thing we're going to look at here. I don't know what it's going to be like. The old schoolhouse. So let's go in and take a look. Well, the schoolhouse here was Stories Creek Schoolhouse, and it was built in 1896. And they had something like 88 one-room schoolhouses in the county here at one time. It's kind of cool. The old heater. I wonder if it was in the container. Probably was. Maybe it was less likely to burn the kids that way. Looks like an old organ rather than a piano. Don't have the chairs for the last row, but let's take a look at the lanterns here. Looks like those are actually have light bulbs in them. And a picture of old George. Okay, oh, cool lanterns on the. Now those are oil lights, it would appear. Well, that should do it for Alley Spring. So, hope you enjoyed that. And we're off to another spring, so we'll see you then. We're here now at Welch Spring. And there's supposed to be a ruins of an old hospital here. Unfortunately, I guess it's really hard to get to, and I'm not really sure how you get to it. I've seen some people have gotten to it, but we may just see it from over the spring. And there's Trigger leading the way. There's a lot of water coming down. I don't know if this is from the spring directly, all of it, or, you know, just the main channel of a river. So it's funny, Trigger's got this Australian Shepherd in him. And what he had done was I had stopped to do that last photograph and he wouldn't go with Carol until I got closer. So it was in 1913 that this guy C.H. Deal, he was a doctor from, I think, Chicago, and he bought the spring for $800, and there's a cave. In fact, we may be able to see part of the cave here, but he built the hospital itself over the opening of the cave because he felt that the pollen-free air that came up out of the cave would be healthy. I should say that the hordes of people he thought would come here and visit his hospital never materialized. When he passed away, his family had no interest in keeping it going, so just pretty much was left to nature and ruins. And all these areas that look like they're solid are just part of the marsh here. And they really don't recommend you try to cross the water because there are metal objects from the hospital in the water. And over here we have the horseback riders. This could be interesting. They may be giving up. Well, on the way to Welches Spring, we had noticed this church, and we thought we'd stop on the way back here and check it out. Anyway, you can pause and read this, Mount Zion Church. Little river baptisms here. They call this giraffe-style stonework. I'll show you the church in a minute, but we're both over here photographing the stonework, which is pretty amazing. What I think is interesting is just how these are rounded, all the cement, rather than being pushed in like you normally see. Let's take a look inside the window. Looks like I'm near the preacher's roost. I don't see any preacher's preaching area. That noise you're hearing are nuts falling off the tree. And there's Mount Zion Church. December 21st, 1948. All right, so there's the church. Let's get another angle here all right, well, we're gonna be on to our next place. Well, for the last stop, other than our campground for the day, now we're gonna do Devil's Well. Devil's Well is what they call a karst. And it's, what was it, a cavern that...
Yeah, an underground cavern with a lake, and the roof collapsed, leaving a sinkhole on the top where you can look down into the lake.
Looks like you can go to Cave Spring and swim out. There's Cave Spring over here. Karst topography is shown by the large springs, clear streams, natural bridges, sinkholes, and caves.
Ooh, the rare blind southern cave fish.
Don't think we'll be seeing the cave fish. Worst part is you gotta walk up these stairs. I hear water trickling down. I guess we're going down in there. Yeah, so this is where we're headed. This must be the ceiling right here that collapsed.
Wait.
And look at all the moss where the water's dripping down here. There are more bugs here than I think we've seen anywhere else. See, we've walked down all the way from up there already. So it's a short hike, but it's a long drop. Yeah, so here I am walking like under this. Well, this is actually the dead end right here. Ah, yes, there's the lake down there. That's the underground lake at Devil's Well. And now I must ascend. There's Carol down in the cave. I think I mentioned back at the Crystal Bridges Museum that one of my favorite artists is Thomas Hart Benton. And here's this picture from Cave Spring, which is down the way. We're gonna go on, get something to eat. We'll have to show you the place, because if you're ever in Eminence, Missouri, and you like burgers, or I had a Philly cheesesteak, it was awesome. Carol had pulled pork something.
Yeah, pulled pork with coleslaw
Yeah.
on it.
She said hers was excellent, and then we were sitting next to a guy, or he actually sat down at our table, and he was telling us about that their burgers are great. So, and the onion rings. Probably the next thing we'll do is see you the Dairy Shack in Eminence, Missouri. Yeah, for the second day in a row, we are here at Dairy Shack. We're coming back primarily for the onion rings we were told were just absolutely great. We got everything here. We seem to attract buzzards. Well, tonight we are camped in the electric area for Alice Springs, and we're at the end camp spot. There's actually quite a few people, and it's pretty crowded. I mean, for a weekday. Carol's photographing the buzzards that were just over us. There's like these buffer zones between campgrounds. So it's a nice buffer. Beautiful trees to look at with the sun glowing through them.